Guys, today we have a very, very special car, a very rare car that I don't even know if a lot of people actually even know about outside of the BMW world. Today we have a 1995 M3, but it's a special M3 because it is a lightweight, and you can see the flags on the other side. Maybe, I don't know if you can see them right now, but we will get to it. Jason, I appreciate you being on my channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
How you doing today? You doing good?
Wonderful.
You got to do wonderful when you have a lightweight M3.
Yeah.
Every day's wonderful with a light M3.
It's an eye catcher.
It definitely is. So how long have you had the M3, and like what got you into sports cars and M3s in general?
I brought this M3 almost a year ago from a guy out in, I believe, Delaware, if I remember. But I've been an M3 fan, BMW fan for like 30-something years. And this is my fourth M3, but my only light one that I own.
Well, that's actually a beautiful thing, that because like, yeah, like maybe this is the last lightweight you own, or maybe you could add another one.
I will. Because as I get an opportunity to get another one, I will.
Well, with the lightweights, I think if I'm correct, maybe I'm wrong, but I think in America only 125 lightweights.
It's a very limited production of them in the United States.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So this makes this actually jumps up into the ultra rare class of vehicles.
Correct.
Okay. So with this lightweight, you said that you went to Northern Ohio to pick it up when you bought it?
Yeah. It was sitting, the guy owned it, he gave up on it, and it was sitting for about 2.5, 3 years. So I had paid for it, picked it up, flatbedded it home, and put tires on, and everything else I need to do, I did it to get it to go, and it's running.
Okay. That's always a great thing that it's running, because like, who wants to have a lightweight that's not running, you know?
Exactly.
Okay, so can you tell me a little bit of cues like about the outside of the lightweight? I know like the flags, I know the mirrors, if I'm correct. I could be wrong.
You got the mirrors, you got the rear flag, not the three flag, it's just a white and black flag.
And so with the flag, it only comes on one side of it,
One
right?
side only.
Okay.
That's it.
It's interesting because that flag just makes it so much more different. And you know, I think I actually did see one of these when I was younger, and it had a flag on side, but I didn't know what it was. I thought,
Was it
he
the
just
white flag, or was it the?
It was like red and blue.
Yeah,
like
that's the racing dynamic that starts in '97.
Okay, that starts in 97. So I think I have seen a lightweight when I was like 16, 17 years old.
Okay.
But I was just like, oh, maybe it's a guy with an M3 that just put a
Right.
flag on the side, you know, like. Okay, and then so with the front colors, these are the M.
That's the M colors on there. The only thing I did on the front was I did the Morimoto style high beam lights. I did the tint, the yellow to match the fog lights, just to bring it out and to look different.
I like that touch, and it gives it sort of a like rally, sort of kind of like fog rally.
European, you know, keep it European.
Exactly. And so with the lightweight too, are the side mirrors, are those different, or are those
No,
regular?
those are
on
the
them?
same.
Okay.
Everything's the same. The lightweight, I know it's, I think, 200 pounds less. There's a bunch of different motor works that's involved with the engine, and something with the cross member bar in the back. So,
I got you. And didn't the lightweights originally, didn't they come with like a wing, like an Evo style wing on the back? Or
that's an option if you want it, you know, which I'm looking for one. So as soon as I find
hey guys,
one,
if you
it's
guys got
going
an
right
Evo
in.
wing, then
Yeah, so I'm looking for one. So yeah, I'm more like, I like to keep my cars OEM.
Was there anything as far as like the tires, like were the tires the same?
No, the tires were all flat down, so I got a deal line. Continentals all around. I had a friend of mine who had them in stock, so picked them up from him, put them on, and I was able to drive.
Okay. Yeah, so I was just going around the car a little bit, because I know people that might not recognize a lightweight, they probably will want to know.
The body's the same as a regular M3. It's just mainly the engine and the different performance parts, and then the 200 pounds less weight of the actual M3.
Got you. Now, I think you were telling me earlier about there was no sound deadening. They removed the sound deadening from the trunk. Could we see that?
Yes.
Okay.
So all the carpeting's still in there. You know, I got carpeting, put it in. I put a racing dynamic rear strut bar.
And I think when you add the carpet back in, it's just not adding much weight at all. Maybe like less than a pound, maybe.
Maybe 2 pounds.
Or 2
if
pounds.
That, maybe 2-3 pounds. If that.
Which is not bad. And this is factory here,
Factory,
BMW service
factory
card.
tools.
Wow, you can still got the service card.
Yeah, it's there. All the M3s have that, you know, the factory tools.
So can you call that number? Like, will it still work, or have you
I
tried?
have no idea. So
Nah, I love this though, and I love the whole ethos behind the lightweight in general. Like this is very nice. Do you mind if we check out the engine?
sure.
Okay, nice. So inline six, 3.0 liter, and you were telling me that I think factory they come 240 horsepower.
Yeah, I believe it's 240 something.
The gentleman that you bought it from modified it a
Yeah,
lot.
he did a lot of engine work, internals. He did upgraded hoses and a bunch of other stuff. Some stuff I had to remove, like he had the halos on the headlights.
Oh, the early 2000 BMW style halos.
I removed it, put it all back to like factory, except for the Morimoto style lighting that I did with the yellow.
Have you ever drove M3 of this generation before without modification, like stock?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this like a significant difference, or?
For the most part, yeah,
Okay.
it is. Like you can feel a little bit more power on with lightweights towards a regular M3.
Got you. Because I mean, hey, that's what happens in F1. First thing they do is they take away weight before anything.
Exactly,
Okay. Well, I like it. And then also, okay, this strut bar right here, is that a factory lightweight?
It's Turner.
Oh, it's Turner.
Which is made for BMWs.
And I like it though because it's like a OEM stock, but things are done inside that no one knows. So.
Exactly.
I mean, people wouldn't even know it's even a lightweight. I don't think at first.
No, a lot of people don't know until it's said, and then once they start doing their digging, all right, hey, it's got this. Yeah, okay, it's a lightweight.
Yeah.
Like I did a lot of research on it myself, and once I found out, then I had my buddy that works at Kelly BMW run the VIN number, and he verified it for BMW that it's a lightweight.
That's a beautiful thing when you know the kid is yours.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a good analogy or not.
No, it's good. It's good. And it feels good that you owe, you know, a piece of history or something very rare.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so I had a question about this. I know that on some lightweights they came cloth, so was leather an option?
Alcantara, whatever you call it. Yeah, leather. It's harder to find the cloth over the leather.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Wow. But you know, it gives it some type of character that it's like it's weird how to explain
I
it.
fix it,
but
but
in a way you
keep
don't.
it original. That's like a lot of people say, don't paint it.
Yeah.
Leave it the way it is. Let it be like a lightweight sleeper. Or so I'm on that edge now in my mind of thought. I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah.
I may not paint it.
Ooh.
Just leave it the way it is.
Because especially if you don't paint it on, I definitely, if you see, people are going to be looking for those flags. When
See,
people see
that's
those
why I
flags,
don't
they'll
wanna
know.
paint it. I don't
Exactly.
wanna paint it because of that flag.
All right, so it's 1995, and I just bought a new lightweight, and yeah, this is the interior that I have. You know, one thing that I can say about a lot of the German brands, especially BMW, is that their interiors are simplistic, but they always make you feel special. You never get into it and think like, oh, this is not something special. Whether it be like the ergonomics and like the shapes and like even this, like how the dash is in front of you as a driver and then it like slides back, contours, and then it goes to the side. And even these little, I know it sounds weird, but even like the little vent, you know, openers is something that's special. And I noticed that about German engineering is there's some gripes I do have against German engineering, but there's some things that they get right all the time, you know.
Right.
But no, this is really nice. I really like the interior. It's sporty. Sunroof still works?
To be honest with you, I never tried it, and I'd rather not.
Oh yeah.
You never know, you know, for a car that's 30 years old. So
No, believe me, my S14, it gave me like, I had to take the whole roof like frame off to fix the sunroof.
oh wow.
And I was like 2 weeks, and I was like, you know what? In the cold too, it was wintertime. And I was like, you know what? I'm glad it works now because
I'd rather not take the risk, you know. But there's still some work that needs to be done, you know, interior wise, you know. But as I find the parts, which are hard to find, it'll all get done.
No, I like it. I think it's nice. I think it's nice and just simplistic, but not so simplistic that you feel like you're not getting something special.
Right.
But not too complicated to where you're like, maybe this throws off the design, you know. This is nice.
I was even shocked that he still has the M3 key, like the original M.
Hold on, this is the M key?
Yeah, it's an M key in there.
Okay.
Turn it around.
Oh.
And
Oh wow. Look at that. Would you look at that? I don't even have my original key. This is nice.
Yeah, the other key is a BMW key, not an M key. But I was shocked when I seen that.
No, that's really nice. It would be nice if they. I don't know if they ever have this. This might be weird, but it would be sort of nice if they had like you had an M3 key that had like a certain chip, or it was different cut to where you could only start your car with that key. I think it would give it a little bit more speciality.
I know these are mobilizer with an EWS2 mobilizer on it.
Oh, okay.
You can't just hotwire them.
Oh, okay, okay. And then this Kenwood system, or
I just threw a simple radio in there just for now, just so I could hear something.
right?
You know, I'm trying to look for. I like old school, the Alpine CVA 1005 or 6 flip out.
I knew you was gonna say that. Alpine.
You know, I have a big Alpine Halo radio I might throw in, but it's a big, I think 7 or 8 inch touchscreen.
This is the first M3 of this year that or generation I've ever been in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love these generations, but I never drove it.
She runs.
She does.
Sometimes my speedometer stops working.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
Loose prong, something. But it's all right.
you know
Now she's working.
there she goes. She popped back in. Okay, I see what you're saying. This is curve right here.
I'll go with you in. Stop.
Already the feel of it, yeah. the power and the torque is like so smooth. It's that traditional beautiful inline 6 smoothness, like butter, like cream is in the engine.
Yep.
And it just keeps pulling.
Yeah, you just want to give it more and more gas, you know, as you go.
Yep. I'm a little jealous of whoever had this in '95.
I wish I bought it. The only new M3 I bought a new one in '96, but it was a '97 M3.
Oh, I see. Brakes are pretty good. Yeah.
I haven't changed them yet, which I have. What I'm putting in there, cross-railed. I think I'm gonna do Brembo.
Okay. Nothing like a rear-wheel drive car.
I love it. Not in the winter, but
Yeah, not in the winter. Winter could be a little scary. You know?
yeah. Both of my boys are car lovers, man. So they involved. He wants the car when he gets older. So we'll see how good he is.
You think you'll be good enough to get the lightweight?
Yeah,
Better hope
hopefully.
so.
Right, you hope so. You have a RSX.
I do. 2002 RSX.
RSX, and your RSX is manual or automatic?
It's unfortunately an auto.
Okay.
I'm trying to trade it for a Type S manual, but I just got that right now.
Okay, okay. Nice little K20. You know,
Yeah,
I
it's
like
not
it.
bad.
No, it's not bad at all. And then the M3 Lightweight, the man of the day.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I guess so.
So with the M3 Lightweight, do you have any plans? I know you said you were up in there about painting, but do you have like any future plans for the car?
Yeah, I'm gonna redo the new brakes. I'm gonna try to find OEM interior for the front seats and whatever else, but I'm not gonna paint it though.
You're not going to paint it at all?
No, I'm gonna leave it the way it is.
Okay. Well, do you have any social medias that anybody can find you at, or?
We have the Instagram page for the Beamer. It's M3_power95 on Instagram.
Okay.
Starting that out part posting a little bit more than what we do now.
Okay.
So check that out whenever you want.
Okay, cool. Well, I really appreciate you guys' time and appreciate you letting me see the M3 today.
No problem.